Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy. The one to show me now and forever. No, you'll never be alone again. All day, oh yeah, all day. Please stay in my arms, boy. The one to show me if we're together. It don't matter if it rains. All day, oh yeah, all day. As long as you're in my arms, boy.
I love that song so
What's
much.
up, everybody? Welcome to Homespun Magic. I'm Cherry Bomb Pop. And these are my friends. This is Doll, and this is Liza, the librarian.
Hello.
What are you guys working on today?
I'm working on this.
Isn't that pretty?
On a pot holder.
Sweet.
I've been
I'm working
on this now for
on
a while.
a customized blanket for my great nephew, who is due in March or April, regardless. It's going to be a wave pattern, and it's going to have his actual name in the middle of the blanket. And I am 5 rows away from finishing.
Ooh.
We are putting the crochet along off until Vixie can return, because right now she is under the weather and not feeling good. So we're just going to hang out until she gets back, because we have the instructions, but I'm not doing this without her.
Mm-mm.
So there's that.
Mhm.
Also, I forgot to run the banner again. Hold on. There it is. There we go. So, I just put a video out on TikTok, matter of fact, talking about what I want to do with my crochet project for 2022. Because in late 2019, early 2020, I just barely learned how to read patterns after crocheting for practically most of my life. And something clicked in my brain, and I learned how to read patterns. And now I started out with a 1-2-inch binder that had like maybe 100 patterns in them. I now have 5 binders that have all been put in separate categories for patterns. And I had to order more binders. And instead of trying the same goal that I did last year, because receiving orders stopped me from being able to do that, what I'm doing is starting a binder called What I Want to Do in 2022, so I can do those in between orders.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But the binders came in today, and like I've got all of these patterns laid out on my bed and all of these binders. I'm like, this is a hot mess.
Wow.
Oh boy.
So right before we actually came on, I was talking to Cher and I was talking to Liz about, I'm sorry, Liza. Sorry. Her name is Liz. Okay. It's Liz. I was talking to Liz and I was talking to Cherry about where we learned how to like do our crocheting. And I was talking about how I learned a lot of what I know. First and foremost, my mom taught me the very basics, which was chaining and double crocheting. She didn't even teach me single crochet or half double crochet. It was chaining and double crochet. That was it. And I was like, there's more to
my
this.
mom never taught me. My one of my ex-husband's moms taught me how to do a chain and a single crochet. And then after that, it was videos, and my sister-in-law taught me how to do a granny square. And then it was more videos, and then my brain clicked.
Yeah.
Nobody ever taught me how to read a pattern. I had to do that myself.
Oh, yeah. I had to teach myself how to read a pattern, actually. I didn't start learning how to read a pattern until I started watching YouTube videos from Nadia Fraud. She's from Yarn Inspirations, in case you guys wanted to know. She's on YouTube. I don't know.
Which is multiple brands of yarn that have come together, and instead of doing like Red Heart's website and Lion Brand's website and blah, 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 they've all combined into one website.
Yeah.
And they have tons. I mean, 400 and some odd pages of free patterns, y'all.
Free.
They're absolutely
like anything you can think of.
Yeah. So I was telling them how Nadia taught me how to really learn how to crochet. And I learned how to read patterns based off of what she was teaching me. So her saying, okay, well, this is a single crochet and this is double crochet and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And then you're going to do this, that, and the other. And this reads this, that, and the other. But this is what you do. And she physically shows you, obviously, in a video. So that was how I learned how to read. Long story short.
Well, and when I started the videos, another thing that I started doing, and this is another way that I learned how to read patterns, was I learned all the abbreviations for everything. Yeah. And as I was watching the video, I would write down what I was doing. So I had a physical written pattern, and I may not have been able to read it in the beginning, but I can go back and look at it and go, oh, okay, now I can, because everything in the brain clicked on.
Right.
So it's just, however you learn. Some people learn like I do. Some people learn like Doll did. Some people just learn differently. For me to learn how to read a pattern, I had to write it out. So
I'm a visual learner. So I learned by watching YouTube. Someone they actually showed all the stitches and then they showed it again. And the person that showed it was very, they took the time to explain why the stitches were the way they were. And the person had a soothing voice and was not boring.
Mikey. Crochet.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Love Mikey.
Yeah.
Now there comes a point where muscle memory becomes a factor in crocheting and knitting, and people are astounded that I can start a corner to corner or a granny square without looking, and I can just keep going and let it grow because because that muscle memory is there and I can feel it out.
Yeah.
Hello, Melody. Hello, Jelly Beanathy.
There have been people that have said, hey, can you teach me how to do this? And I'm like, I'm a really bad teacher, but if you go to YouTube, there's videos and you can pause, you can rewind, you can fast forward. It's all at your comfortable level.
You can change the speed of the video.
And the good thing is you can replay it over and over and over again and not make anybody mad at you and not feel like a fucking idiot.
And you can put the captions on if you want to read them. Which is kind of irritating.
If you have a smart TV, you can put it on your TV so it's bigger. If
you that's so smart.
That is actually one of the best things.
I didn't even think of that, Sherry.
Oh my God. So that's one of the ways I used to figure out a lot of my crocheting. I would put it on to my big screen that I have, I have at home. And then on my computer, I would watch like Netflix or something like that for like when I figured it out and I was just doing the repeat over and over and over again. So like I would pause, obviously, Netflix, and then I would look, I'd look at this big screen. I'm like, oh, okay, because there's like this huge close-up.
Yeah. Oh, that would be, hey.
Fuck, did I fuck this one up this time? Jesus, this blanket is going to drive me insane because there's a lot of counting involved.
You scared me. Why? Mel, what happened?
Oh, because Jelly Bean said peekaboo.
Oh.
So I will show you guys what the blanket that I'm working on is going to eventually end up looking like. And the woman that I ordered this from did a customization, and she does this for all of this specific pattern. because my great nephew's name is not Simon. His name is not telling you.
Is it
No.
says?
No.
Are you-
I don't want to put the name out there because my nephew gave it to me and I don't know if anybody else knows it yet. But anyway, this is what the blanket looks like.
Oh.
And his name is going to be in this middle section, but I'm doing it in alternating gray and white because that's the colors that they're doing. And basically the pattern itself is repeating the second to 12th row over and over and over and over and over again, except for like the first row and the last row. And there's a lot of counting involved. And because of the wave pattern, if you mess up one fucking stitch on a row, you got to go all the way back to where you fucked it up and start it again. And there's one row on this blanket. And you guys know my superstition that you got to leave at least one mistake in a blanket or else your soul gets trapped in there. Hi, Brittany. So there is an entire row on this blanket in like the second block. Maybe it's the third. I don't know. Anyway, it's one of the gray blocks where the tip of the wave is literally like one off. It's okay. That was me yesterday, doll. Like everybody wanted to message me. Everybody wanted to text me. Everybody wanted to come in the room and talk to me while we were live.
Can't.
Now,
Not.
it's okay. Breathe, baby. Another thing about this specific pattern is it's only supposed to be 36 inches wide by 30 inches. I'm sorry, 30 inches wide by 36 inches long. Okay. And you're supposed to do this on a G hook. I'm doing it on a J hook, which is 2 millimeters bigger, and it went from a baby blanket to a crib or a twin.
Oh my God. See, I love that.
That's cool.
J hook's my favorite hook for some reason.
A J hook?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's because my original set of crochet hooks, the J hook was purple, and I've been trying to find that identical set for 20 years, and you just can't find it. But for some reason, the J hook is my favorite, so I do almost everything on a J hook. I'm
pretty sure that I have a 6 millimeter. I don't know if that's J hook or what, but a 6 millimeter.
Yeah, that is a J.
Hook.
Yeah,
a J hook that has a green handle that I love so much.
Yeah, like typically, most J hooks now you're going to find are going to be gold or they're going to be like a green or whatnot, depending on the company. But I've also come to going to Etsy and ordering custom crochet hooks because I'm bougie like that. Like the one that I'm working with right now, which I showed last week. Like this one's a J hook and it's green. I don't know which brand it is because the brand's covered, but because of the handle on it, a lot of people who crochet and knit have wrist issues or carpal tunnel issues because we are repeating the same motion over and over again. So we end up with wrist issues. Well, people have started making different types of hook covers and incorporating the hooks into it so that we don't end up having so many problems. Like I just ordered this one, which is a 6 millimeter, and I ordered the 5 millimeter. Well, I love these so much that I ordered the 5.5 millimeter. So I would have 3 of them. And I'm going to contact this woman and be like, can we just do a whole set in the pink and the glitter minus the cheetah print? Because I love them so much. And then I ordered, it's called a Chunky Boy hook holder. And it's literally just a round cylinder that's drilled down in the middle to a specific hole size. So instead of having to hold a hook, a skinny little hook or something this size, I'm going to have a bigger base to hold on to. Not only is that going to give me more control, but that's also going to give my wrist a break. Now, I used to do stuff like wrap yarn around my hooks or Band-Aids or pencil, or like the rubberized pencil holders for the edge of your pencils. But that got expensive. So, and it was also because of the way I was holding my hook, because I was holding it like a pen. And now I hold it like I'm going to stab a bitch. We call this a knife hold. Because you're stabbing a bitch.
And by the way, there are a couple of different ways you can hold it. So a lot of people will hold it like this, I personally, I hold mine like this.
Yeah, that's how I do it. It's like this.
Yeah.
Or you can hold it like Liz, which is basically just putting your finger out like how we're holding ours.
Is this
and
different?
There is no correct.
Some people do it like
I hold mine with my index finger down on the base. Yeah. And some people do that.
I just like to hold my.
I hate this.
Yeah. There's no specific way to hold your hook. It's however you want to hold your hook, which is comfortable for you. Now, for doing the pen hold for so many years, I actually have where my bone underneath of my skin has formed a bump on my middle finger, which you can barely see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's progressively going away, but like you can definitely tell when a crocheter or a knitter holds their utensil a specific way because of the physicality of their hands. And I find that interesting. So
actually, a lot of people don't know that I can crochet or knit. So when I tell them, "Oh yeah, what do you do?" and I'm what do you do for like a hobby or whatever? And I'm like, "Oh, I crochet and I knit." And they're like,
"You what?" See, like I'm a baby knitter. I can bust out a headband like an ear warmer. I can knit an ear warmer like nobody's business on just like a knit or a purl. Other than that, I'm still learning. I need to take more interest in it since I've spent so much money into it.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm a baby knitter. Absolutely. But I've been trying really hard to figure it out. And I actually went out of my way to buy a knitting book, which I love so very much because it's a Harry Potter knitting book. I actually got a matching crocheting one, which I was actually pretty disappointed with.
Oh, no.
I know. I was disappointed. I was like, no, this is not okay. But I love the knitting one, so I've been working with that one the best I can.
There's a big debate amongst knitters and crocheters whether knitting machines are an actual form of knitting. And my personal opinion is that they absolutely are, because they end up looking like a knit item, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to do a beanie, and I don't feel like taking, 2 hours to crochet out a beanie, I'm throwing it in my knitting machine and I'm just going to go to town. And there's different types of knitting machines. There's circular and there's flatbed. I have both. I have yet to fucking touch my flatbed, and I've owned that motherfucker for a year. One of these days I'm going to sit down and actually play with it, though. But the big fight amongst the crafty crowd is whether knitting machines are an actual, like if they can be considered knitting. And I'm like, it produces the same effect.
I have to make a whole bunch of popcorns.
Oh, that is poopy.
I know. So a popcorn is 4 double crochets in 1 stitch, and then you take out your hook at the very top of the last of the 4 that you've done, like this. And then you go to the very first of that 4 and then put the loop back on your hook and then pull it through so it forms this bump, and then you chain 1 to lock it.
So that's actually that's one of the multiple ways of doing that stitch. There's other ways to do that stitch. Like Doll and I do our popcorns very differently. I don't take my hook out because I'm too impatient. So what I do is I get that I pull through the last one, and then I just kind of maneuver it around and pull it through. Or I don't even do the last part of it, and I just move on with it. It still gives it the same effect. Basically, it's however it works for you. Just like the magic circles.
Oh, yeah.
Not everybody can do a magic circle because they're a pain in the ass.
They're fucking
Well, thanks to social media.
I love magic circles.
I fucking can't stand them. They're bastards. And let me tell you, doing amigurumi is nothing but fucking magic circles. But I taught Doll a way that I found on social media on a different way to do magic circles, and now I have no problems with them.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited when she showed me. I was like, oh my God, you're a fucking genius.
And how?
And it wasn't my genius; it was somebody else's. Okay, so let me find. I'll find a random skein. Okay, so you're gonna make a slip knot. Okay. Come on, hands, work with me. Come on, fingers. So you've got your slip knot. You're going to take your tail over here and you're going to put it around right underneath of your slip knot. You're going to grab that, if it'll fucking do what I'm supposed to do today. Jesus Christ. So you've got your... I got to pick it. Okay, hold on. You make a slip knot. You're going to take your tail and you're going to hold on to it like so, right up against your slip knot. You're going to go underneath of your loop and you're going to make a slip stitch, a single crochet. It doesn't matter. Okay. And then you're going to do your chain of whatever to start your first stitch. And when you get all the way around, it still has the possibility of being able to be closed. So it's an easier way of doing a magic circle. Instead of doing the actual magic circle or chaining however many and then going back into the original stitch and starting your magic circle. For me, that was a game changer because for as much amigurumi as I do, which are like the stuffed animals and whatnot, or even a regular pattern that starts on a magic circle, it made it easier for me because I could just zip right through it. Like I could get it done faster than having to wrap the yarn around my fingers and then trying to maneuver my fucking tiny little hands to be able to pull that first stitch out for a magic circle that you need to.
Yeah.
And another thing is
Cherry, you're a genius, Cherry.
No, it was TikTok. It was a lady on TikTok that's a genius. Another thing is when you first learn how to read patterns, there's a lot of people who don't realize that there are abbreviations written into patterns for whatever the person is going to do. So like you've got your start, you've got your end, you've got your picot stitch, which it actually explains how to do a picot stitch. And then there's also a list of abbreviations that are like right here, like it goes over beginning chain, chain space, double crochet, inches, left side, right side, front side, back side, wrong side. Just like a different abbreviations. So when you're like, if you're making a pattern or you're reading a pattern, when you're typing out a pattern, it's a bitch to sit there every time you want to say single crochet or say chain space. Instead of taking all of that time up, you just abbreviate it and move on. And then you just, like I said, when I learned how to read patterns, I learned how to write the abbreviations out first, and then I would write them down, and then I would have to remember what that abbreviation was. But most patterns typically have that on the pattern so that you have a resource. Now, if it doesn't, get a hold of somebody you know that crochets or knits or both, depending on what you're doing, or go to YouTube and look up how to blah, blah, blah.
Also,
I had no idea how to make a picot.
Google.
Oh yeah, that's what I would do. I would go up and be like, okay, how do I do a, and then I would sometimes I would put the abbreviation in there. And then I would put in crochet and it would pop up with whatever it is. And then I would learn A, what it was, and B, how to do it.
Yeah.
Another really good site, and they have an app as well, for patterns besides Etsy, besides Yarnspirations, is Ravelry. And they actually do have free patterns on there. They have paid patterns as well. What I do is any pattern that I download, it automatically goes to my Google Drive. Okay. And then I print it out. You don't have to do that, but unless you're going to sit there with your phone trying to read this pattern, I print them out just like this. And of course, I put them in pretty little paper protector, page protector things instead of having to hole punch them all. Because if I hole punch through the pattern, I'm fucked and have to reprint. So. My brain's farting again, guys.
I'm sorry. Yes, dear.
Somebody challenged me to do a makeup look, and I didn't do it to the specifics of the picture, but they thought that it was going to be like a big challenge. What it is, I'll show you what it is.
I think it looks pretty darn good.
Well, it does, and I'm not denying that. I just could have put more effort into it. It's this.
Yeah.
They didn't realize that the neon look, the neon light look, was white eyeliner with shadow over it. And when I explained that to them, they're like, "Oh, well, so that's not a challenge." I was like, "No." And this.
Oh, I like it though. It's cute. I like that a lot.
I mean, yeah, I could put more effort into it, but come on, camera focus.
It's still super cute.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And I'm probably going to retry it again in the future to make it look more like the picture, but, you know, I only had an hour.
Yeah, well, not only that, but you also, sometimes the liner isn't like, if you take the liner and the shadow and do it right when the liner is still a little bit wet, it will take shot. Yeah, it will take the shadow a little bit better. Like it will stick to the shadow and it will make it
because like with any pigment, if you dampen it down, you're going to get more of a color out of it,
right?
Because it brings out that pigment. And I just got on Amazon and looked up a white liquid eyeliner and got some off-brand liquid white eyeliner, and it took a couple of applications to get it as white as what it is, and then I put shadow over it, so it dimmed it down a little bit. But I mean, the technique is there, so
it's beautiful. I'm just to get like that kind of that picture look, like where you don't have to change the filters on or anything like that. Because a lot of people, believe it or not, a lot of makeup artists will use Photoshop and color correctors and everything like that to intensify things. So not everything is what you see.
It's very common.
True.
I have actually learned how to go out of my way to make my eyeliner or my colors and my everything look not like that just by taking a picture, and that's it. But that's also years of practice, years of figuring it out, knowing the right things to use, not knowing and trial and error and Ask Liz. She was there. She would come.
Well, and much like anything that you're going to do, anything that you do is going to be a learning process. And this definitely, is a learning process. So kind of like when I do the Chucky look, there's always something that I add. And now that I have the white eyeliner, it's fucking game on for that look.
Okay, see, I'm telling you right now, the white liner is a game changer. You don't understand.
It really is.
Like,
I like it.
White liner is like, you thought that the white shadow was no, you lied to yourself.
Well, and another thing that I'm looking at getting into is the eyelid primers as well. Yeah. Because I can use concealer like nobody's business, but they come out. There's now primers that are colored for whatever specific eyeshadow color you're going to be using.
Yeah.
So I want to look into those as well.
I mean, what does that do? Like intensify the color more? Very cool.
Yeah.
Still looks like a slipper.
That's okay. The end product is what you're looking at.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
Liz,
I laugh when people send me. Go ahead. You still have what?
I still have two sides to do and 2.5 sides to do, and I hate it already.
Oh. Sorry. I know that feeling.
Everything I do, I'm like, I fucking hate this until the end. I'm like, oh, it's pretty.
It's beautiful.
I'm not doing that again.
Very pretty. I'm not doing that again. That's annoying as fuck.
Yeah. Kind of like with the gnomes, like on the hats on the gnomes that I do, you literally have to change the color on the hats every 2 rows. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm using a variegated yarn.
Boy.
Because I can do a color change. It took me a long time to learn how to do a color change without, fucking up a blanket. But I finally learned how to do it. But I don't want to change something every 2 fucking rows.
Right.
So I just said, the hell with it. I'm going to find a way for make it.
Especially on a
and the thing is like
hat.
Well, this hat's not small. The motherfucker, by the time I'm done with him, they're 19 inches tall when I'm done with them.
I know, but
they're
you're
originally
going
supposed to be this
way.
big.
You're not
They're going that way, and you're doing increases on
way.
every other row. Right.
Yeah.
But instead of being annoyed with color changes, I'm like, or I could just use multicolored variegated or ombre yarn, and it'll be just the same kind of fucking effect, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I got the cake.
Yeah.
Just like we only have so many stitches in knitting and in crocheting. And you can only make so many patterns with that. And people can be on 2 different sides of the world and at the same time write the same pattern. And people want to argue about the pattern stealing. And that's not the case. It's just 2 people had the same idea at the same time and put out the same pattern at the same time. Not a big deal. And there's so much argumentative behavior when it comes to just yarn in general, like what kind of yarn to use and what kind of hooks to use and what brands of hooks to use and what patterns to use and whose was right. And now granted, have I bought a stolen pattern that I did not realize was just a reprint on accident? Yes, I absolutely did. There was a pattern that Red Heart had put out, and a lady just put her business logo over where it said Red Heart on it. And I realized that because I looked at all my other Red Heart patterns and I was like, okay, she forgot to change this, this, and this. Now, is it a discontinued pattern? Yes. Is that legal? I don't know. But what I will tell you is use whatever you want to use whatever size yarn you want to use whatever size hook you want to use. I don't care what brand you use. Yes, I have my own brands that I am partial to, but that doesn't mean that that's going to work for somebody else. Like for me, I like a deep set hook. Like I like Susan Bate hooks because they have the deep set on the head versus being round like Clover or
I do not
boy
like
hooks.
I do not. I like, this is a good
right for you. For me, I don't like that because it doesnn't grip the yarn the way that I want it to. I don't care if you use animal hair yarn. I don't care if you use cotton yarn. I don't care if you use acrylic yarn. So it's specifically up to what you want to do. And another thing is, if you order something from somebody and it's a handmade item, do not ever bitch about the price, because what you are doing is degrading that person. Yeah, there are people out there that do, they crochet for cheaper or they knit for cheaper. And the product could very well be the same, but there's some of us out here that do charge for our time, our product, and things like this. Like, Doll has jumped my case more than once about undercharging myself.
She tells me a price on something, and I give her at least $15 to $20 more than what she's asking for, because that's normally how much she's anywhere between that. Probably maybe more. She probably, depending on what it is, honestly. She's like, oh yeah, I would sell this for that. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? No, that's a minimum of $500. She's like, what?
Yeah, people. Okay, so like the panda that I made for my mother-in-law for Christmas. Okay. Yeah. Doll was like, you need to sell that for like $500, and I was like, bitch, that was like $50 worth of yarn and maybe a couple of days. It was like maybe 20 hours worth of work. That's not even, that doesn't even equal out to like $200. And she's like, people will pay it. I'm like, okay. You say so. Yeah. Now, like my beanies and whatnot, like, okay, so we'll take this one since it's in arm's reach. This one right here. The base on this is $20, but it's these right here.
No, they're cute.
I know what I pay for these. They are, and I have them in multiple colors. And my cats have decided that my pom-poms are their toys now. Sushi in particular.
That is why that's going to end up happening. And Susie's going to get a hold of all of the pom-poms. And she's going to be like, these are my friends.
So I've actually started putting them in plastic containers so Sushi can't get to them. But she got my favorite pair. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
So I have to order a whole set of new pom-poms. But that beanie right there is, like, if I'm doing a basic double crochet beanie, it's $20. That one right there would go between 25 and 30 for just the beanie itself. And then it's $5 extra per pom-pom. Mm-hmm. And I have people bitch at me. I'm not paying $50 for a beanie that I can go buy in the store. Well, then go buy it in the fucking store and pay for the slave labor. Don't come to me and say you're not paying it because you can go to Walmart and buy it for cheaper. Like, go to Walmart and buy it for cheaper.
Then don't ask me. Why are you asking me to begin with? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right. Like one of the beanies that I'm sending to Doll is the cat beanie. Mm-hmm. You get in a white sparkly one. And I didn't decorate it and nothing. And that one, it would probably be like a $25 beanie just because of the amount of time that I put into it.
I'm going to add a whole bunch of stuff to it, and she's going to be like,
good. I'm going to love it. But yeah, people want to bitch and cry about prices, and I'm like, why? Just don't. Well, that's expensive. Well, what did you expect? Well, I only want to pay you $20 for a king-size blanket. I'm sorry, what? I spend more than $20 in product on a king-size blanket, and then my time. It takes me at least 3 weeks to make a king-size blanket, so you want to multiply.
Is it just me or is her mic going out? Is it just me or her headphones cutting out?
No, your headphones are really
it's like
Cherry, you sound like that. You sound like that trouble where it's like a trouble freaking sound on TikTok, where it's like mechanical or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep. Oh boy. It just started recently.
Hey, at least she has internet now. I think you guys don't understand.
Know.
She didn't have internet for like the longest time.
I know.
And I was upset because I missed her.
Yeah, that was really frustrating. Very frustrating.
We were like, whoa, bro. It's going down, homie G. And it was just like that. It wasn't any other way, of course. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how obviously we always talk.
Yeah.
Come on, Liz. I want to hear you say it. Say, yo, bro, what's good?
Of course.
The local librarian. All of a sudden, she becomes this gangsta like lady.
Homie G.
Yes.
If you only knew, doll. That's funny.
I know.
If you only knew.
What are you talking about? I know.
If you only knew.
She's like, Dude,
if you only knew. If you were here for the pre-show. Yeah.
What do you mean I was here for the pre-show? Normally I am, but I have.
Well, we were here like 20 minutes before the show.
Oh no, there's times you can ask Cherry where I have absolutely been there like a half hour to an hour beforehand, and I'm like, yo, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Where the fuck you be? And she goes, I guess I'm gonna have to start coming a half hour early. Make sure you're not here yet.
Oh, look, there's Uni.
I don't hear you. What say?
No, nobody's saying anything. They're just waving.
Okay.
What say you?
What say you?
What say you? I say nothing. I say into the out now.
Into the out now. Oh, there's the dog. Okay.
Hey, are you ripping out my stitches over here, dog?
He did.
Hey! He ripped out my stitches!
I yelled at him.
He ripped out a lot of them.
Muted, Cherry.
Sorry.
Actual thingy.
Naughty. On the screen. On the screen.
Naughty Kool-Aid.
You're muted on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, she knows. Are you sure you know?
Liz.
What?
Liz.
What? Yeah.
Naughty Kool-Aid.
What?
Naughty Kool-Aid.
No, the Rice Krispie treats. Not Kool-Aid.
You naughty lady. Why aren't you sharing?
I lost your address. No, her address.
My address. You know, one of these days, you and Uni have to take a trip here.
I know. We will. Or I will. I was going to say with Sam, but Sam's kind of... He likes to travel, but he doesn't like to... I don't know. He's only been for car rides that last, like, the longest one was 6 hours. So...
That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
So much better.
Yes.
I'm gonna find all of my headsets and just charge all of them. I'm pulling a doll over here.
Oh.
I actually had okay, first off, my shit was charged. Do you not see me utilizing it today?
Dude, my Chromebook hates my coins. Refuses to let me use them.
Uh-oh.
I might have to charge them. That might be why. Like anytime any of my devices hit less than 20%, they're like, no, we're not fucking working. Fuck you.
I'm dying slowly but surely.
Uh-oh.
It'd be okay, lady.
Lady. I miss my cat. Oh, I miss Lady so much.
Oh, what happened to Lady?
She loves she loves my mom so much more than she loves me, and that's okay. So I let my mom have her.
Oh.
Because
she found her person.
Yeah, and I didn't want to rip them away. And plus, I love Susie. I do. Susie's my cat.
Yeah.
So, and I was only allowed to have one.
Oh.
I came over and she keeps threatening to take Ducky, and I'm like, do you really? Here's the complications with Ducky, and she's like, yeah, no. I said he will try to eat your big dogs. Do you really want the cat to try to eat your big dogs?
Yes. Yes, I do.
So tomorrow we do have the makeup table at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then we also have Dollhouse.
Yes.
We are not doing Don't Starve Together tonight, but if you guys want to play in Discord, you are more than welcome to do so. Vixie's not feeling well. Saturday morning, we do have the coffee show at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then
Coffee house.
And then we do have a guest on Saturday night.
Oh, yeah?
His name on TikTok is Sir Robert, and he is not only a crocheter, but he also helped develop a pill container for Parkinson's patients.
Oh.
So he'll be with us Saturday night. Sunday morning, we have Coffee Talk again. And then we have Bitches with Switches Mario Kart.
Yep. And then on Monday.
We have, are you going to be available for a makeup table on Monday? Or are you not sure yet?
I'm playing it by ear only because of what I told you earlier.
Because at this point, what with the makeup table on Mondays is if you're available or I feel like doing it. It's just kind of one of those that we put on the table until we can figure out what to do with it, which is perfectly fine.
Right.
It's your schedule is already chaotic enough.
I have so much going on.
Right.
All the time.
And if you guys saw a doll schedule, you would understand.
I think Cherry just saw it not too long ago, and she's like, "How do you do things?
No,
how do you?
I've got a busy schedule, and I can't even keep up with doll schedule."
Yeah.
And you'll hear me say, "Oh, I don't do nothing but sit around my house and fucking clean it," and then I film on Planet Flipside, which is far from the fucking truth. The amount of shit that I do. Monday night, we do, however, have Bitches with Switches Animal Crossing edition. I believe that is at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And then we have Cherry Rants at 8 p.m. Go ahead.
So Mel is in charge of that. So Mel will be there, everyone. Mel, everyone clap for Mel. Sorry.
And then we are off on Tuesdays.
Yeah, boy.
And then we also have Miss Liza over here, who's going to be starting her very own show over here on Planet Flipside. If you're not subscribed to her channel already, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I've already gone over and watched all her videos.
Friday, it starts Friday. But I don't know if it starts this Friday because Vixie is not feeling well. So.
Well, and just like I told Vixie earlier, if the show needs to be run, there's a couple of us that can do it. So if Vixie's not feeling well enough to do so, all you got to do is sit down and talk with one of us who can, and we can get it up for you.
Right.
Clap, damn it.
I go. But yeah, Liz is moving over to Planet Flipside and tell us about your show, Liz.
My show. There's two parts to my show. My show is I have short films that I have been producing in the library, showing people how to use the library and the different features of the library. It's supposed to be kind of funny. Hopefully people find it funny. It's supposed to just kind of, because people find the library intimidating for some reason. Probably because a lot of people have had negative experiences in the library from childhood or, adolescence. I don't know. But I'm trying to bring people back because the library is a fun place. There's a lot more now than just books.
Right, and I was just going to bring that up. I was going to say that there's more than just books. You have access to the internet. You have digital books. Can't you rent movies at the library too?
Well, not even rent. You just check them out like books. Yeah.
There you go.
But you'll see in the videos.
I'll be here, Mel. I should be here.
Yeah. There's a lot more going on. And the second part is I'm going to have live shows with special guests.
Awesome.
Yes. Some are going to be librarians. Some are going to be, we're going to have some authors, and some will just be regular people that like libraries, or some that don't like libraries. We'll see.
Well, and I remember as a kid going to the library. That was one of my favorite things to do. And I would check out massive amount of books because I just got sucked into books.
Yeah.
And as life has progressed, I don't read nearly as much as what I used to. Especially with being here on Planet Flipside and trying to get out orders when I do get them, and regular life getting in the way. Like I have a series that I read, and I'm 9 books behind on the series. And it's pissing me off because I'm 9 books behind on the series. I have a book that I bought from a self-published author on TikTok. And I've gotten about halfway through the book. Now, mind you, I could eat this book in less than a day. but because of time constraints and whatnot, I haven't actually made forth the effort to sit down and finish the book. But I have been an avid reader up until the last couple of years for 95% of my life. If I wasn't doing something, my face was shoved in a book. Mel's not regular. And I can tell you, for me, I would rather have a hardcover or a paperback book just for the simple fact of there's an aesthetic to it. Yeah. And walking into a library is just, for me, it's calming because of it's going to sound so stupid. The smell of books.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Just calms me.
Yeah. You should have seen when COVID was, I got to tell you this, we were closed for a while. And then summer came and we finally opened up, and these kids, they were knocking on the door like for months. And then finally I let them in, and they walked in and they were like, I miss this smell.
It's like it's a cross between the smell of old books and new books, and it brings back a lot that I enjoyed out of my childhood. And when I was a kid, Pizza Hut used to have this thing where they would give you like badges or like pins. And they did the Book It Club. Oh, dude, I loved pizza and I loved books. And let me tell you, the amount of pizza that I ate as a kid.
Yep, that's that's what we had too.
Like our library in our small little town is only open about 4 hours a day, about 4 days a week.
Wow.
And I pass it every time I walk down to the P.O. box. And one of these days I really need to stop in and get a card because I want to see what they have in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've read things that people wouldn't expect me to read. Like the other day we were talking when we were playing Not Another Family Game Night, and I brought up Ender's Game. I read that entire series, and it pisses me off that they haven't made the movies to coincide with the books. But the books were so great.
Yeah, we still have those on the shelf.
The 2001 series, the Space Odyssey series. Nobody really understands that there's books after the original 2001, and that's a really good series. There's so much out there that's on print, whether it's in hardback or paperback or even digital copy, that a society as we have it set now is so busy that we don't take the time, and I think it's something that does need to be talked about. So I think the show's going to do great.
Yeah, and I got my first comment from a random person.
Did you?
Yeah, that was cool. They said I liked and subscribed. I was like, cool.
That's awesome. Like, we talk about a lot on the shows, and we have a variety of different shows, and this is just going to give us something else to talk about and educate people about, and that's why I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing I said to Liz was, so are you going to teach people about the Dewey Decimal System?
Oh my God, that was the first thought in my head, actually. I said the same thing to Vixie, because Vixie's like, hey, what would you think if Liz started a show about like libraries and da-da-da? And I'm like, is she going to teach us how to use the Dewey Decimal System? She's like, I don't know.
I asked my kid the other day if he knew what it was, and he told me, he said, no, what is that? I was like, it's how you find a book in a library. He said, you just don't ask a librarian? I was like, if you go to a big city and you try to ask a librarian where a book is, they're going to tell you the generalized section of where that book is, but they're not going to tell you exactly where it is. Whereas if you learn the Dewey Decimal System and they have it set up, all you have to do is go find the card, find the Dewey, and then you go find the book. It's not hard. It's called being self-reliant.
You guys will have to watch the video about that, because there's a little bit,
There's a little more detail to it.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it than that, but okay.
The generalized version is what I was talking about.
I love you guys. No. I love you guys. You guys are great. I'm not gonna laugh. I gotta stop laughing.
What are you talking about? It's just that easy. Don't you understand?
Just look up the fucking number and then find the book.
I made it so simple in the video I made. It was so funny. I like started saying all this stuff, and they said, basically it's this, and they said that's all it really is. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see.
We are
I can't wait.
I know you guys don't understand a word I'm saying, but you'll get it when you see the video.
She's like, go watch the video, guys.
Except it's not up because, you know,
it's
I'm
not
waiting.
Friday yet.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get it up eventually.
Yeah.
If you guys have not seen the links down below, we do have plenty of links for you guys to click, whether they're our social medias or the Planet Flipside merch site, which all of the profits, proceeds from Planet Flipside merch site go back directly into the channel, so that we can keep doing this for y'all, and we can keep doing it. So you know, I don't go completely out of my mind. We have Doll's House Etsy shop as well, and if you click the link, you will be taken to her Etsy. And what's the discount on that one? Is it 10 or 20?
20.
It's 20% if you click the link from here. Now, if you go to her Etsy just off of Etsy, you're not going to get that discount, by the way.
No. But I mean, either way, it still goes straight to the channel anyway.
It does. We do have a Discord that you guys can jump in on. You're more than welcome to do that. All of our shows are listed in categories, and they have their own rooms. That way you guys can keep up with the inside track on what's going on. If we have to cancel a show, if we have a special guest for a show, there's lots of food porn. There's voice channels and video channels.
So much food porn.
So much fucking food porn. It's fucking amazing. It makes me hungry. And we do actually interact with everybody on the Discord. It's not like we just put it there for everybody else. We interact as well. Oh, I see where it's going.
See, it's getting there. It's getting there. Wait, there we go.
That's okay. That's okay, Jelly Bean. Jimmy needs to start a show about a shirt collection.
Oh my God, yes. Jimmy has a serious shirt collection, you guys.
The Discord will also tell you which shows we have for open tables, because we do have open table shows like the Coffee Talk Show. Some of the Gaming with Vixies are open table, so you guys can come join us on screen. That is definitely where you're going to find what's going on Planet Flipside.
We love you, Jelly Bean.
That's okay, Jelly Bean. There's always the rewatch.
And you can always go play Don't Starve together with somebody in the Discord.
Yeah.
Not me, though. I got to spend time with my daughter.
I have got a mess to clean and dinner to make and all sorts of crazy shit. Like my laundry, I got to switch it over to the dryer because my trucker's going to be home tomorrow and I forgot to do laundry until today. Actually, I was just being a lazy bitch and didn't feel like doing it.
She forgot.
Yeah, I purposely forgot to do the laundry until today.
Oh my God, there's so much going on.
Yeah, all of our links are linked down below. We will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern with the makeup table. We are all hoping that Vixie gets to feeling better soon because she just feels like utter butt, and I feel bad. Like it's kind of funny to me, but it's not funny because like one of us gets sick and then the rest of us all get sick, and I think we're passing it along on the internet.
Oh my God! So I got super sick right after Mel got over something. Then no, it was Mel. It was Cherry.
Which
Cherry
sign on my wall? I have a lot.
Cherry was sick for like ever, and then I got.
I'm still sick. What are you talking about?
Oh, so am I.
I still got all of this shit minus the COVID going on.
Oh, I know.
I'm trying to figure out which sign Jelly Bean wants because that's a makeup palette. That was sent to me. Somebody made that. Somebody made that one. Somebody made that one. The cherry sign. Are you talking about that one? What sign are you talking about? The one with the writing? The cherry bomb pop? Somebody actually made me that.
You can't have it.
That's actually a copywritten picture.
You can't have
the makeup palette. That if you go to Stargirl Cosmetics, whether it's on TikTok or on their website, that's their design. I had nothing to do with that, by the way. Absolutely nothing. That was out before I was. Oh. It just says cherry bomb. I mean, I can't take it off. I'll send you a picture of it.
Anyways.
Oh shit! It came off. Hold on. It just looks like that. You can Google it, and I'm sure you'll find it.
Cherry bomb.
Everybody's like, "Oh, cherry, you have your own palette." I'm like, "No, it doesn't say pop on it. If it was me, it would say cherry bomb pop." I'm searching for a font.
Look at this. Look at this.
It's beautiful though.
Oh my god, it's so annoying. I'm on my last row.
So annoying. I gotta keep going.
Row.
I'm gonna love it in the end.
Oh my god, that's what I'm trying to say right now. I'm thinking, I'm hoping, I'm praying.
And Doll still has a lot of stuff between her schedule that, like, I've sent her a box of stuff and Vixie sent her some stuff for Etsy, and she hasn't had the available time to put it up. But I promise you guys, there is stuff that, oh fuck, I'm gonna put that up.
I actually just transferred a whole bunch of stuff from one place to another, so I have a better background. So I actually have to retake pictures that I had already taken.
Yeah, I would actually. The funny thing is like a lot of those beanies that I sent, they all have names according to their patterns, and I forgot to send the names of the coinciding beanies, and I'm gonna have to sit down and take pictures of those so that you can label them properly if need be.
I'll put them on Helga. If you guys don't know who Helga is,
she's fucking awesome though.
Helga is my mannequin.
No, that's not what I wanted. What are you doing? I want to add a picture. Nope, that's what. There you go. Jesus, Mother and Joseph. So you guys, we've hit our hour. We're gonna go do the stuff that we need to do, and we want to thank you guys for being here. Liz, lady, you got anything to say to these people before we get out of here?
Read a book. It's good for your brain. Bye. Love you.
I love you. I mean,
Doll.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been forever. I was gone last Friday.
Yeah, and I have been
busy doing important doll things.
Yeah.
It's okay. Life gets in the way sometimes, and we all understand that.
Yeah, look how long my hair is, though. I mean,
I know.
That's how
I need to shave my side down to see how little my my spot that was round now looks like a little chicken foot. So I need to see if it's grown in any. But I'm being lazy.
I am at a really weird point in my hair growth right now, where it's like,
right. It's either cut it all in one length or just leave it till it grows until it annoys the shit out of you.
Oh, I'm trying really hard not to cut everything so it's all in one length. Actually, I'm trying really hard to keep it like.
Here's the thing, though, is even if you were to shave it all down, you can totally pull that off. I'm telling you, you've got the fucking head for it.
I know.
But I know it's hard to let go of the length. How do you feel when how do you think I felt when I cut off 24.5 inches off of my head?
I was,
baby, it all grows back.
I know. I'm
braid it and save it if you got to. That way you can play with it whenever you want.
See, that's
I'm not saying.
Why.
I'm not trying to tell you how to run your life.
This. That's what I need to get. I gotta get rid of this. This is all dead. This is everything.
I got some crunchy ends I was looking at last night, and I was like, ew. So, we're doing Dollhouse tomorrow?
That's the plan, unless otherwise told from Discord. You guys, if someone's mean to you, it's only because they're jealous. Know that me and Vixie and Sherry and Mel, and only Mel, and no one else but Mel, but never, ever, ever, ever Mel will be here to pick you up if you fall, and you're always, always welcome in my dollhouse, along with the Planet Flipside Coffee House in Discord. That's in the description. There is a link below, along with our, obviously, Planet Flipside Marketplace, which has all of our merch and help directly support the Plant channel. You guys, I've got very important doll things to do that don't include your faces. And they include not your faces. So I'm going to go do those very important things. Okay, love you. Bye.
All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in and chatting with us. We will be back tomorrow, like I said, for the third time at 6 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time for the makeup table. And then we do have Dollhouse. And I might actually I'm going to make an effort to put up the other panel that I have here so you guys don't have to look at the bastard yellow walls because they drive me insane. However, Don't ever trust a fart and don't ever hold it in. It'll creep up your brain and creep up your spine and get into your brain and give you really shitty ideas. And you don't want that. That's how I ended up married, as many times as I did before Justin. So I hope you guys had fun. I had fun, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, lady, bye. Come on, Booter.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy. The one to show me now and forever.